In this video, we're going to explain how to calculate the forces acting on an object on an inclined plane. You've probably observed the basic physics of inclined planes in your everyday life. When you sit down on a slide, you shoot down. The steeper the slide, the faster you go. While this may seem intuitive, there's actually a lot of physics behind this interaction. Let's look at an 80 kilogram block on a frictionless 30-degree ramp. The first and most easily calculated force is that of gravity. To calculate that force, we can use Newton's second law. Force equals mass times acceleration. The force of gravity equals 80 kilograms times the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.81 meters per second. So 784.8 kilogram meters per second squared, or newtons.
Gravity's force can be resolved or split into two components. These vectors are called the perpendicular and parallel forces.
The angle here is the same as the angle that the plane makes with the ground, and the force of gravity, or hypotenuse, is mg. To find the magnitude of these two components, you can use the right triangle ratios we know from trig. If you don't know sine and cosine, you can look them up on ck12.org right now. If you do know trigonometry, pause the video and give it a shot. We will explain it when you get back.
The perpendicular force is adjacent to the hypotenuse, so it will be mg cosine theta. The opposite parallel force, which is the net force, is then mg sine theta. The perpendicular component is directly countered by the normal force, which is also perpendicular to the sloped surface, but points upwards. They are opposite and equal, so they cancel each other out, making the parallel force the net force. This is why the block will travel in the direction and magnitude of the parallel force. Now that we have found the parallel force, which is the net force, we can find the acceleration of the block. Back to Newton's second law, net force equals mass times acceleration. Filling in what we know, we can calculate the acceleration to be 4.905 meters per second squared. All in all, an object on an inclined slope has two forces acting on it, the normal force and the force of gravity, which can be split into its parallel and perpendicular components. To calculate these forces, you can use Newton's second law and trigonometry ratios.